Alright, welcome back to another episode of the F122 Driver Career Mode. We're here for the Season 4 finale at Abu Dhabi, the final race of the season in the McLaren Porsche car, as we're going to put the final upgrade as well on our car. That's an Ultimate 8 reduction. Just to make you know, if you missed the previous episode at Brazil, I recommend you go and check that out, because spoiler, I did manage to win the World Championship before the rain came.
Okay, I need your attention. The tech regulations are changing. There's a risk some of our hard work will be undone, so we need to mitigate it. As soon as you can, I want you to look at the developments we have and tell us what areas you want to invest in protecting.
So, I don't think I've ever seen this in any career mode, but the regulation change has been announced at the final race of the season. I don't think anyone would be happy. We've got it's on the Sashi side, so it's a complete reset. So, as we don't really see, they just could reset everything these days. Remember in the previous F1 games, you used to be able to only reset part of it, but now it's just department by department, really. Well, hopefully that can be a bit more involved for next year's game. Sorry, this year's upcoming game, excuse me. But anyway, enough about regulation change. It's time to enjoy this car for one final time. And, well, we're down in P12, but we are a 10th up on Ocon, I think that is, in the first sector. We're at almost 2 tenths up on our previous best time as we come now down the straight at night time here. As well, always bizarre why they narrowed this straight towards the end as well. I thought they'd want to keep that more open to try and invite overtaking, but nevertheless, we have got the 2 DRS zones here at Abu Dhabi. Might they add a third one in the future? We'll have to wait and see. As Magnussen now is the benchmark, was slightly down through the middle sector, but we will know how fast that AlphaTauri is in a straight line. Now it's about time where they can make up time through this third sector, which I actually quite enjoyed driving this third sector. This section here is a lot better than what they did previously. It's not a lot nicer to drive. It's not really inviting overtakes, really. Might be a dive in this final corner potentially, but other than that, yeah, it's a lot nicer to drive. A lot less 90 degrees. We actually qualified P8 as well as Lando Norris. Means that in this career mode, the 2 times, this is the second time we raced at Abu Dhabi, and he continues the 100% success race of an Alpine being on pole position, the other being his predecessor from many years ago, Fernando Alonso as well. So yeah, P8 for us. Hamilton only P12, another disappointing season. So we'll see if we can round off this season and championship in style. It's time for the race, today's Abu Dhabi Grand Prix.
So here we are, ready to go racing for one final time this year. Another season of victories, controversies and rivalries lies in our wake, and just one challenge remains here in the United Arab Emirates on a circuit that made its spectacular debut back in 2009. Welcome to the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. We have 16 corners here at Yas Marina Circuit, 7 to the right and 9 to the left. It's a total lap distance of 3.28 miles, 2 long straights and overtaking opportunities throughout the lap. And we expect average lap speeds of around 123 miles per hour. Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris put in a fantastic lap yesterday, and he will start from pole position, with Charles Leclerc alongside. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Ricciardo, George Russell, Phoenix, Vettel, Ocon, Magnussen and Lewis Hamilton, Verstappen, Mick Schumacher, Lance Stroll and Albon, Gasly, they've taken a grid penalty, Joe, Robert Schwartzman and Yuki Tsunoda, Bottas, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head down trackside for today's race. It's race day yet again, and joining me for a chat, Anthony Davidson. And our racers are certainly in for a rough day today. What will you be watching for as they go down into turn 1?
Well, the start of the race is always one of the most nerve-wracking parts. You have to hope that everyone is able to get off to a clean start, and this is possibly the trickiest part of the entire race. So many drivers in such a small space, and finding your braking point into turn 1 as well. It's a testament to the driver's skill that there aren't more incidents.
Okay, we've already won the championship, so just relax and go and enjoy this race. You deserve it.
Thanks, Marcus. Verstappen and Gasly are very kindly taking grid penalties, so we are starting from P6. So I fancy a good result. We got a podium for Williams the last time we were here, so I think we can do a lot better for McLaren. Race strategy. I fancy a switch as well. Start on the mediums, finish on the softs. Russell hopefully has had the same idea and not done a Ferrari strategy. As vibrant lights for the final time in season 4, and away we go. And it's a good start compared to Russell. He's going to try move back because that's the second phase, but nevertheless down the inside we're going to get George Russell up to P5. Can't be held behind Russell. Now we're looking at Daniel Ricciardo, our teammate, through this tight twisty section. We're going to get the move done there as well. A brilliant little overtake there, as well as Ricciardo was caught napping behind the Red Bull of Leclerc, and we just basically got him all out in his final race there as well. Hopefully though Ricciardo can follow me through, although Ocon is having a go at him now, but he does see off Ocon, and Vettel is got in front of Russell as well. So Russell's had a poor start, lost 4 positions now, as well as we're sort of not able. We're there and thereabouts, but we have set the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Ricciardo has come with, and everyone else has come with us to the top 3. We're now closing in on Leclerc. The Aston Martin engine has disappointed Red Bull all season, and it's no difference here. We're tight down the inside, and it's an easy overtake up to P3 now. And Ricciardo now is going to try and get past Leclerc as well. To be fair, Red Bull have done very well considering the fact that they're slightly down on power compared to the rest of the grid. They'll probably look to fix that for season 5, as it's not, Ricciardo is unable to get past Leclerc. And Leclerc, as obviously everyone starts to make their pit stops, Leclerc's come out unfortunately behind Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin car, which has been worse, but it's the same powered engine. The only car that's got the same amount of power, and he's able to get past. A lovely move around the outside. Same can't be said for Alex Albon, who his Porsche engine has given up, and he is unfortunately out of the race with an engine failure. Such a shame for Albon. He had such a promising start to the season. It's been a miserable end. As Norris also started on some mediums, but he's done a Ferrari strategy, as has Russell. They've both pitted for hards. They just needed a lap later to pit for softs as well, and they could have done that. Yes, that's Ocon fighting Ricciardo. Both of them have been switching positions left, right and centre. Leclerc is up the road, and they're going to continue on fighting. Ricciardo currently, as we come into the pits, the end of lap 9, he's getting the better of him, as Norris and Sainz should go past. Depends about Leclerc. I don't know about him. We might have just enough on Leclerc. We'll have to wait and see what this pit stop's like. 2.4, a little bit of a held on the end as we got dropped off the jack back onto the floor. Yeah, there is Norris and Sainz, so that Norris will re-inherit the lead, but obviously we're now on the much better tyres to finish it going hunting down. What about Leclerc? There's Leclerc. We're going to be side by side on exit, a little bit of a wobble, and Leclerc is able to get the position, but can we get in front of him? I'm fancying the dive at turn 5 as well. Down the inside, nice little move, and up to the podium now. So you know, that's what we wanted to see. Leclerc got held up by Stroll, and that's cost him potentially that position, especially the fact we've got the better tyres and the better car really now should be able to pull away with Leclerc. He's going to want to be able to keep the position because Ricciardo's now having a go. This is not good for Leclerc. Remember, he's battling Sainz for P2 in the championship as well this weekend, as Alpine are also fighting. Mercedes is now looking at 3 wide between Ricciardo, Leclerc almost, and Ocon. Leclerc tries to hang around the outside of Ricciardo, but Leclerc's going to keep his footing as it goes side by side. through into towards the final sector. Leclerc has the inside, Ricciardo has the outside, and then of course that turns the inside for Ricciardo, and Ricciardo is able to get the position done as they go under the hotel bridge. And he's up to P4, Leclerc down to P5. So we now catch up back to our PV, lap 12, caught up to Sainz and Norris. Sainz has been disappointing, hasn't been able to hold on to get past Norris for a race win, and as a result we're going to try and have a go around the outside. There's contact for Sainz on Norris. We've gone a bit too deep there. Norris has the lead, but we've got in front of Sainz, who now surely has to come in for an engine change. This is front wing change. He just didn't brake. He just went straight into the back of Norris. That's Sainz's own fault, not having the awareness of Norris there to be able to defend the position, and now Sainz will drop down the order. And it gets worse, well, for Leclerc. I mean, Leclerc is going backwards, so although Sainz might be in P2, will Leclerc have enough points at the end? Because he's gone backwards. It's 2 Alpines and 2 McLarens in the top 4. Leclerc has hold on to Vettel, but Vettel is coming for Leclerc, as far as we're making easy overtake on Lando Norris. I mean, he's on a hard tyre. He's got no chances. There's Vettel having yet another go at Leclerc as well. Can Leclerc hold on against his former Ferrari teammate, the man Vettel replaced, of course, at that team back at the end of the season, to almost 3 wide with Verstappen there, who's come from the back of the grid. Leclerc is having a dreadful end to the season. Vettel gets the position, and Leclerc is down yet another position. I think Verstappen's almost over the back of him. But for us, what a fantastic way to round off this championship. Beautiful strategy from medium to soft as well. We had the pace as well, and in the end we come across the line, celebrate early, another championship race win.
Absolutely fantastic. That is a brilliant result. Well done.
Oh yes, it's good to finish the season off as a race win. Sets us up for in a good position for season 5.
Been a roller coaster season then, but they can go into the winter with their heads held high after an emphatic victory here today. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
And look at that, they're making their way out onto the podium now. Great race for the McLaren team, and I'm very happy to see them there on the top step of the podium.
Of course, it's a double podium for McLaren. Nice bit of farewell to Daniel Ricciardo as well. Lando Norris finishing the season on a high for Alpine. That momentum you can take into season 5. But obviously we've got that regulation change on the Sashi. So who can come out best out of the regulation change? We'll have to wait and see. I'm sure a lot of teams have got a lot of R&D points potentially compared to other teams. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see who's got the most R&D points, whose HQs maxed out, because I'm pretty sure some of the lower teams haven't got those maxed out HQs. You can see our fastest lap was a second faster than anyone else. That is coupled by the race pace between qualifying pace and race pace, and also obviously we did that on the soft tyre at the end, where most people set on the medium tyre. Sainz, you can see there, half a tenth behind us, so we really the soft tyre getting better as we went deeper into the night. And Leclerc, of course, does have enough points to get Sainz. Sainz, sadly, making that contact, misses out on second place. So once again, Leclerc, can he get his act together? Verstappen as well, and Norris, all finishing strongly though. That could be, well, depending on the pecking order, a good run for season 5. And Alpine embarrassed Mercedes as well. So really, Alpine getting 4th is a great end to the season for them, considering the fact they were nowhere near Mercedes at the start. In terms of the rivalry with George Russell, we've outscored him today 5-3, and as a result, although we didn't get to 30, the game has decided to just give us it anyway. We'll have a new rival for next season as well. So yes, that is where I'm going to end off this video with, that's 6 Grand Prix wins, if my maths is correct. Yes, 6 Grand Prix wins this season out of 16 races, which, it's not Verstappen levels or dominance, but I will definitely, it's very good. It's another season. We haven't quite got to 300 points. We'll look to do that later, next season, but obviously there's a few things that need to be ironed out with the contract, with the car, mid-season. All of those things will be coming in the next episode, so just a reminder, please do hit that subscribe button to see season 5 in full, and obviously turn the notification bell as well to hopefully never miss a video. You never know what YouTube's got planned is like. But until the next video, then I'll see you next time. Take care. Thanks so much for watching. Enjoy your day, and goodbye.